Welcome back to Data Talks Live. I aim to cut through the spin, jettison the hype, and get to the data-driven core of the issue. Today, we're going to dive deep on a few seemingly disconnected anomalies, but the connective tissue is, what does it tell us when nature, technology, and power collide? We'll run three threads: the weird signals around the 3I Atlas and its possible link to the 1977 WOW signal, including its angular alignment, power estimates, compositional oddities, and trajectory alignment, the dawn of new computing power, OpenAI and AMD deal, and the rising ambition of nuclear-powered data centers, Rick Perry's Fermi, and SMR, small modular reactors, and why it all matters when cosmic anomalies and terrestrial power structures overlap. How do we maintain rational inquiry? Let's begin. So 3I Atlas and the WOW signal. And what's anomalous? So 3I Atlas, for those that don't know, is an object, an interstellar space object that's anomalous. It's large. It seems like there isn't enough material in interstellar space to generate an object this large. I've heard reports of it's much larger than other interstellar objects that we've discovered. And for those that don't understand how this might be related to the WOW signal, I'll explain. In 1977, the Big Ear radio telescope recorded a narrowband radio burst lasting 72 seconds, known as the WOW signal. Recent work by Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb suggests the interstellar object 3I Atlas might lie close to that direction. Loeb cites angular offset of 4 degrees in right incession and 8 degrees in declination between 3I Atlas' projected 1977 position and the WOW signal. So he assigns the chance of a random directional alignment this tight to 0.6%. That 0.6% figure doesn't prove causation, but it elevates the hypothesis from trivial coincidence to something worth scrutiny. So if 3I Atlas were the transmitter, how strong would the emission need to be? Considering its estimated distance in 1977, which is 600 astronomical units per lobe, with a signal strength of 54 to 212 Jansky at 1420 megahertz, Loeb estimates the transmitter would require between 0.5 and 2 gigawatts of power, in the ballpark of a nuclear power plant's output. That's an extraordinary requirement for something traveling through space. It suggests, if it's artificial, whoever or whatever built it has serious power infrastructure. There are also composition anomalies pointed out by Loeb. Nickel without iron, which is an industrial signature, or could be. Another puzzle, spectral and compositioning readings of 3I Atlas suggest an overabundance of nickel emissions without corresponding iron, which is odd. In planetary formation and stellar nucleosynthesis, nickel often coexists with iron. That asymmetry, nickel without iron, is reminiscent of some industrial or refined processes, such as smelting or alloy production on Earth. Some observers see this as a possible signature of technology or engineering rather than pure natural origin. However, this remains speculative and contested. There are some other things interesting about its trajectory and its eclipse alignment. 3I Atlas follows a highly hyperbolic interstellar inbound-outbound trajectory. Intriguingly, some models show its approach aligned in such a way as to occasionally cross the Sun-Earth line of sight conditions near Mars, effectively blotting out or interfering with certain observational windows. Some proponents see this as not purely coincidental if the object had an active orientation or shielding capabilities. So essentially, it's coming from a direction where when we are able to observe it, the glare of the sun is going to make that more difficult. Because this alignment is rare, it raises the question, is its path purely gravitational or subtly controlled? Now here's the really speculative part. There's a timing overlap here with the government shutdown and technology deals. One more odd layer. Much of this cosmic speculation resurges right when earthly institutions are